Hello students, this is Dr. Ranjini, Assistant Professor in Biotechnology. Welcome to e-learning sessions in genetics. Today in this session, we learn about the phenomena that is epistasis. Epistasis is the interaction between the two dominant genes which are located on the different loci. Here, the interaction will be in such a way that one dominant gene inhibits the expression of the phenotype of the other gene. The gene which inhibits the phenotype expression of the other dominant gene is called as epistatic gene. Is called as epistatic gene. Whereas the another dominant gene where its phenotype is masked or inhibited is called as hypostatic gene. Epistasis is the interaction between two dominant genes which are located on the two different loci, and they interact in such a way that one dominant gene inhibits the expression of the phenotype of the other dominant gene. The dominant gene which inhibits the phenotypic expression of the other dominant gene is called as epistatic gene, and the gene whose phenotype is masked or inhibited is called as the hypostatic gene. The best example is the malvidin pigment production in primula. The blue pigment production in primula. So, malvidin is responsible for blue pigment in primula polyanthus plant. The production of the malvidin is a best example for epistatic interaction. The synthesis of the malvidin is controlled by the dominant gene capital K. In recessive condition, in recessive state, small k, when it is there in the individual, when it is in the homozygous recessive condition, there is no malvidin synthesis. The production of the malvidin or the blue color pigment by the dominant gene, that is capital K, is suppressed or inhibited by the gene, another dominant gene that is called as, that is the capital D, that is designated as capital D, that is called as epistatic gene, found at completely different locus. That is, both are dominant genes. In the absence of one of the dominant gene, they express their characteristic, that is the phenotype. But in the presence, only the dominant gene capital D or the epistatic gene will produce its phenotype. And both the dominant genes are located on the different loci. So, this D allele or the D dominant gene is dominant over K dominant gene, or when the D is present in heterozygous dominant condition also, it will inhibit the homozygous dominant K to express its phenotype. Hence, D is called as epistatic gene and the K is called as the hypostatic gene. Here we see how the production of the blue pigment takes place in the primula, and this in the F1 generation, the parental plants were selected, both were not coding for the blue pigment. They were not coding for the blue pigment. Here, one parent was having homozygous dominant condition for both the dominant gene, as hypostatic gene as well as the epistatic gene. So, dominant condition is represented by capital KK, that is hypostatic gene, and capital DD, that is inhibitory, or it is the epistatic gene, even that is there in the dominant condition. The another parent was homozygous recessive for both the K gene which code for the blue color as well as the D gene which is inhibitory, and here also we will end up with the non-blue colored pigment. And when these two plants were crossed, the male plant, when you consider this the dominant K and D as the male and the recessive small k and small d as the female, the production of the gametes will be like this, capital K and capital D, and here in the female there will be production of small k and small d. Here in this recessive homozygous recessive female plant, there is no blue color because there is no K gene to produce the pigment. At the same time, there is no D gene. That's why you will end up with the absence of the pigment in these plants. When these two plants were crossed in F1 generation, the plants were again non-blue. They were not coding for any pigment because though the capital K is there, because of the presence of the capital D in heterozygous dominant condition, it will inhibit the capital K to produce its phenotype. It will inhibit the capital K to inhibit its phenotype, and hence we will end up with the non-blue colored primula plant. There is no the malvidin production. But when F1 plants were sulked, F1 plants they produces four type of the gametes. One will be heterozygous dominant. One will be heterozygous dominant for K, and another will be heterozygous dominant for the capital D. Another one will be homozygous recessive for both K and D. The another gamete will be having the K and D in dominant condition, that is the heterozygous dominant condition, due to which you will find one capital K and capital D is there. Again, when this fuses with the female capital K and D, you will have capital KK, capital DD. When the female capital K, capital D gamete fuses with the capital K, small d gamete, you will have capital KK, capital D, small d. And when this the gamete fuses with small k and capital D gamete of the female, you will get the capital K, small k, that is heterozygous dominant for the K gene and homozygous dominant for the D inhibitory, that is epistatic gene. And when this capital K and D fuses with the small k and small d containing gamete, you will have the heterozygous dominant condition for both the epistatic as well as the hypostatic gene. Similarly, when the capital K and small d containing gamete fuses with capital K and capital D containing gamete, you will have capital KK homozygous dominant for the K hypostatic gene and heterozygous dominant for the D or the epistatic gene. And when the fusion of capital K small d and capital K small d takes place, you will have capital KK hypostatic gene which is in the dominant condition. It is in homozygous dominant condition, and inhibitory, that is the epistatic gene, that is small dd, it is in the recessive condition. Here there is production of the malvidin. Here there is production of the pigment because of the absence of the epistatic gene. There is no masking gene which will mask the phenotype of the hypostatic gene, and hence we will have the malvidin production, or there is production of the pigment. And when the capital K small d containing gamete fuses with the capital small k and capital D containing gamete, you will have the heterozygous dominant condition for both epistatic as well as the hypostatic gene. And when this capital K and small d containing gamete fuses with small k and small d containing gamete, you will have the heterozygous dominant condition for the hypostatic gene, that is K, and homozygous recessive condition for the epistatic gene, that is D, and hence there is production of the pigment. There is no capital D in heterozygous or the homozygous dominant condition. Now this hypostatic gene express the pigment, and hence there is production of the malvidin. Next, the gamete containing small k and capital D, when it is fusing with the gamete with capital K and capital D, you will have the heterozygous dominant condition for the hypostatic gene and homozygous dominant condition for the epistatic gene. Here, because of the presence of the homozygous dominant epistatic gene, again there is no pigment. When this gamete small k and capital D fuses with the capital K and small d, we will have the genotype heterozygous dominant for K and heterozygous dominant for the D. That is heterozygous condition for both epistatic and hypostatic gene, which results in the absence of the pigment. Similarly, when small k and capital D containing gamete fuses with the small k and capital D containing gamete, here the hypostatic gene will be in the homozygous recessive condition and D epistatic gene will be in the homozygous dominant condition. And again there is no pigment production. When this gamete small k and capital D fuses with small k and small d, we will have the homozygous recessive condition for the K hypostatic gene and heterozygous dominant condition for the epistatic D gene, and hence there is no pigment production. Next, small k and small d containing gamete, when it fuses with capital K and capital D, it produces the heterozygous condition for both the K hypostatic gene and D epistatic gene, and hence we will find the absence of the pigment in this plant also. Next, when small k and small d containing gamete fuses with the capital K and small d allele containing gamete, here the plant will have the genotype like heterozygous dominant for the hypostatic gene and homozygous recessive for the epistatic gene, and hence we will find the production of the pigment because there is no dominant epistatic gene to inhibit the expression of the hypostatic gene, and hence we find the expression of the pigment in this plant. And then when this gamete fuses with small k and capital D containing gamete, it produces the homozygous recessive for hypostatic and heterozygous dominant for the epistatic gene. Again there is no pigment. And finally, when small k small d containing gamete fuses with another small k small d containing gamete, you will have the homozygous recessive condition for both the epistatic and the hypostatic gene, and hence there is no production of the pigment. So in Primula, when F1 plants are selfed, out of 16 combination, 13 plants are colorless. They are colorless, whereas 3 plants are producing the pigment. That will be the anthocyanin or the blue color will be produced in the primula. So it is in the ratio of 13:3. So this malvidin production is controlled by capital K locus, but the pathway is blocked by the dominant allele at the suppressor locus, or it will inhibit the expression of the K phenotype, that is on the D locus. Next, so this is just the overview how we got the malvidin production. So if you have the genotype, this is the 9:3:3:1. If you have the 9 plants are expressing capital K and D, they are expressing capital K and capital D. Because of the presence of the epistatic gene, you have no pigment. There is no production of the malvidin. 3 plants, they have the capital K and small d. 3 plants, they have capital K either in homozygous dominant condition or in recessive heterozygous dominant condition. There is production of the malvidin because the epistatic gene is in the recessive homozygous recessive condition. Next is the 3 plants are having the recessive homozygous recessive for the hypostatic gene and either homozygous dominant or heterozygous dominant for the inhibitory D gene, and hence there is no production of the malvidin, there is no production of the pigment. And the last the plant shows the homozygous recessive condition for both the hypostatic as well as the epistatic gene, and hence there is no production of the pigment. And hence out of the 16 combination, only 3 are giving the pigment, and 9 plus 3 plus 1 are not producing the malvidin. So 9 plus 3, 12 plus 1, it is 13. 13 are not producing the pigment. but 3 are producing the pigment. So the ratio is 13:3 ratio. They produces the malvidin only in the 3 plants out of the 16 combination. This is the example of the interaction of gene wherein you will end up with the phenotype of 13:3 ratio. This interaction is called as epistasis. You should remember what is epistatic gene, what is hypostatic gene, and how the malvidin production will bring the ratio of 13:3. I hope you understood this session. Thank you.